So let's create a method to return the first duplicated string in the array. We will compare strings with case checking. So to identify duplication in the array, what do we need to do? We basically need to compare element to element in the array. And as we said, we need to do this with a loop, a nested loop. So let's create let's create the program. So this will be duplicated elements. Let's create a new package. And new class. And I already provide you with the framework. So let me create a framework with Javadoc comments. And apply proper line break. All right, so we have this int, it shouldn't be int string. I think there was a mistake from my original question. But here we have my method, my numbers, and you should return int, right? Okay, so let's do a nested loop. For each element in the array, we want to compare this array, these elements to all the other elements. But as we said before, so once you compare blue to everything behind, then you don't need to compare this red with this blue. So what we need to do is for each element I, we only need to compare from I plus 1 to array length. All right, so if I equals to j, element I equals to element j, index, we will return index equals to I. We can return just I, returning the first element. Otherwise, index, we should return index with -1. All right, so we will create index equals to -1, meaning if there's no matching, then we will return a -1. Then if there's matching, then of course we will return the first available duplication. So let's do 4. 0. I less than. It actually shouldn't be called numbers anymore. It's just words. Dot length. I plus plus. Then it's for each j. Int j equals to I plus 1, starting at I plus 1, because we don't need to compare j with anything before that. J less than words dot length j plus plus. Then if element equals to element, now words I. Remember, this is a string comparison. So although I wrote equal equal here, you should not use equal equal. Instead, you should use equals. Oops. Did I choose anything? I think I accidentally choose another one from the dropdown, but we can certainly change this. Now, once index is assigned the value, once we find the first one, we can leave. You can either use a break or you can use some other method. Now, if I use a break, however, then we are going to break out, we are going to break out from the J loop. We're not going to break out from I loop. So if I use a break, I need to add another index here, another if here. If index has a value, then we break, which is pretty painful, right? So what we need to do is actually define a Boolean expression. Now here you see why break sometimes can be painful. Flag or has dupe equals to false. Originally has dupe is false, but we will loop while it does not have has dupe. So in both outside and inside, we have this has dupe check. Oops. Then once we has dupe, they will set this to true. Then it will become false and we will exit. And again, here we will exit and we will return index. So let's run. And returns 1, which is red. If I change this to R, to uppercase, we'll return -1, meaning there's no change, there's no match. All right.